Years ago, Microsoft started kind of changing direction and changing course to what they were trying to do, what they were trying to accomplish overall in the grand scheme of things. It's a very old metric using console sales as a way to boast or brag or claim success. And I know a lot of people think, well, that's just because you're an Xbox fan, and obviously if you're an Xbox fan, that's going to be something that you're going to say because PlayStation's selling more. Listen, Microsoft started getting away from that years ago, and by everything that we've seen, Sony is following what they were doing, right? So if you're just worried about your sales of your console and nothing else, certainly you're never going to put your games on a competing platform like PC. You're never going to buy something like Destiny and keep it everywhere, right? Exactly. So if you're trying to evolve, if you're trying to grow, if you're trying to change, then obviously the old way isn't the way anymore, right? And one of the big reasons that I say Microsoft was buying Activision was because that's the quick way to make sure that they have monthly active users, or MAUs, that are, 500 million strong, because you're going to count the monthly active users from Xbox Live, which, by the way, Minecraft, people playing on PlayStation or mobile or Nintendo, those count as Xbox users, by the way. Same thing's going to happen with Call of Duty and all that stuff. Those are all going to be monthly active users for Xbox. So if you look at Activision, they usually rank somewhere between 350 to 450 million monthly active users, and Xbox is at 120 million monthly active users. So you combine that, and yes, there's going to be some overlap or whatever, but you're looking at 500 million monthly active users compared to a mere 100 million on PlayStation. You see why Microsoft is taking a different approach than what Sony is. So while technically the Xbox won't sell as much as the PlayStation 5 or what have you, they're going to have as much revenue, if not more. They're going to have 4 or 5 times the amount of monthly active users. And they're going to be able to do all of this with less console sales, because it doesn't matter to them how they're doing it, right? It doesn't matter to them. It just matters that they're in there. Everything is, by the penny, by the pound for Microsoft. They have their kind of finger in every kind of pie, and I think that that's their goal. I'm not saying that that's right, but I am saying that that is the goal for them, and it's looking pretty much that way. So I want to get into this news because I found it to be particularly interesting. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Crap Gamer here with Crap Gamer Reviews with another fantastic video. Please do me a favor and slap that like button. I would appreciate it. I'm looking to get 100 likes on all the videos that I do, which would be pretty damn awesome if you could do that. Would just very much appreciate it. So we're in like the changing times of video games, no longer cut and dry and things like that. I think that we're starting to see just how much things can change, and it's exciting to say the least. But I wanted to get into this a little bit because this is why. This report reveals how Activision Blizzard merger would quickly make Xbox Live a juggernaut. For right now, EA is eating everyone's lunch, but once this Activision deal goes through, bingo, big change across the board. So we'll see what happens. EA is currently the most popular game publisher across PlayStation and Xbox by monthly active users, according to from new data from Ampere Analysis. But Xbox stands to surpass it if the Activision Blizzard deal goes through. According to Ampere Analysis, EA has consistently been the top publisher across PlayStation and Xbox based on share of monthly active users since September, which is when Ampere Analysis started tracking. Now, speaking to this on IGN, analyst Piers Harding-Rolls says he suspects EA's dominance has gone on for some time prior to that as well. Now, since September of 2022, EA has consistently held above 60% of the market share of monthly active users. Epic and Activision Blizzard have battled over second place, hovering between 9% and almost 15% of market share with monthly active users, with Activision Blizzard overtaking Epic in October and November thanks to the launch of Overwatch 2 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Epic, of course, continues to rely primarily on Fortnite. So when you think about that, when Microsoft takes over Activision Blizzard, and they have almost 15%. That's almost as much as the 16% for EA. You add in Xbox Live, boom. So as for first-party platform holders, Microsoft has held between a 6 and 8% of the monthly active users market share during that time. So let's just say they have 8% share and Activision Blizzard has 15%. You're looking at having a 23% share. That's crazy. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. So anyway, Microsoft held between a 6 and 8% of monthly active user market share during the time, trailing Take-Two, while Sony has been on Microsoft's heels, though it did overtake Microsoft briefly at the end of last year around the release of God of War Ragnarok. Why is Microsoft largely beating out Sony for monthly active users when it has fewer console sales and thus fewer users to play its first-party games overall? Well, according to Ampere Analysis, it's because of Minecraft, which is available on PlayStation and many other platforms. In pure volume terms, around 35% of Xbox and PlayStation users playing Minecraft games are on PlayStation. So if the acquisition goes ahead, that means Activision Blizzard will vanish from the graph, and Microsoft may stand to challenge EA's lead, potentially having a share over 2 times that of Sony. Yeah, so pretty incredible to see how this kind of works out. You know, absolutely insane numbers to look at this and go, wow, what's really going on? But for right now, EA is succeeding thanks to a diverse portfolio that include games like Apex Legends, Madden, NFL 23, UFC 4, Need for Speed, Heat, The Sims, Battlefield 2042, and it doesn't hurt that EA has a subscription service, EA Play, that's actually bundled with Xbox Game Pass. And of course, EA's crown jewel is FIFA, and not just the most recent one. While FIFA 23 was the highest ranked game by daily engagement in February, Harding Rolls points out that 3 older generation FIFA games were also in the top 10 games by monthly active users. Apparently, more people played FIFA 20 in February across PlayStation and Xbox than played the new Dead Space remake, which came out at the tail end of January. Now, as for whether or not Activision Blizzard ultimately brings its live service prowess to Microsoft's fold, the jury's still out. Recently, the Japan Trade Commission approved the deal, and the UK Competition and Markets Authority is actively making statements that it's less concerned that such a move would harm competition. But it still has to be improved, including the US, where legal experts spoke about it, and it's looking like it's trending in the right way. So yeah, really cool to see this. Like I said, it's so much more than about sales of a piece of plastic, and people kind of scoff at that, but honestly, it is. I'm not saying that sales aren't important at all. What I'm saying is that there are other things in the gaming stratosphere that realistically matter, and if Microsoft is actively going after these other things, then perhaps they don't care about the old school metric as much as like the fanboys and things like that do, right? Like, think about that for a second. I know that we live in a world where everybody thinks they're right all the time, but at the end of the day, I feel like what we're seeing is Microsoft realizing what they wanted to do all along and being able to kind of accomplish that. And I think that that's really what's happening. And, you know, a lot of people look at that as a knock on Sony. Like, Sony, they're moving things in a direction. They're putting their stuff on PC. They're putting stuff out, you know, day and date on, you know, the competition. Anything that Bungie does, obviously, will be on PlayStation and Xbox day and date, no matter what it is. And, you know, it's just interesting to see how these things kind of work out and how fans kind of look at this and go, you know, and, you know, I do think that think that we're starting to see such a tremendous change in what's going on in this whole world of gaming. But I would like to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. Let me know. Sound off, rate, come, subscribe, rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thank you so much for watching. Crap Gamer out.